Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Valen, and this is Heavens of Sorcery. And today, we're going to be doing a little bit of Embers, a little bit of Astral. And as you can see here, there's some interesting stuff behind me. And most of my armor is invisible at the moment because I forgot that I had cosmetic armor in here. So I just kind of turned everything off, and I stored my extra Neptune stuff in there, just in case. Because, you know, you never know when you might need it. So let me put on this invisible cloak. Boop. Turn invisible here. It's really nice. And I can show you some of the things that I did in between episodes here. Just a little bit, not too much. I mean, I don't really have anything going on here, but I'm sure you've noticed this giant structure in the middle of the island. This is an Astral Sorcery teleporter. Basically, once you set it up and you put one of these celestial gateways in here, which the recipe is as such, it's not too bad. I have so many rock crystals now. I will show you at the other end. But it's not too bad to make, and you need one for each location that you want this to be in. It does need access to the sky, so you need to have an opening, and I figured I'd put it right in the middle of the island, because why not? And you can even have it underground, provided it has access to the sky. In most cases, it should even work in the nether, even though it doesn't have access to the sky. I think it has written in exceptions for that dimension. But before we go teleporting off and gallivanting around, I did do a lot of murderizing. I killed a lot of mobs. As you can see, I'm level 8 now. So I did the 10% extra crit, 5% melee, 5% projectile, 5% both melee and projectile and crit. And then I kept going over here, increase effectiveness of perks. So this increases the percentage, this is 4% better of 5% damage. So it's a very tiny amount. It's like 5.4% or something like that, or 5.2% or something melee damage. But it starts stacking up when you start adding them in. But these are not what I'm going for. It's this 20% increased perk XP gained. So therefore I gain perks faster, or at least faster than I normally would, because as you go up in levels, it gets really slow. So I started branching out this way. My next couple levels should really get me somewhere close, and that's out here to this Epiphany, which the next one is just increased mining speed. I'm all like, meh, I could really care about that. But this, 15% increased perk XP, another 15%, and another 15%. And then here, other Epiphany Nodes, which this is an Epiphany Node, may be unlocked without requiring a connection to the existing perks. So once I get those 3, then I can unlock this one and just come out at another Epiphany Node, which each one of these has an extra 15% XP bonus. It's really worthwhile, because then, if I could just totally offset the level increase in difficulty with trying to level, with killing mobs, and then I can always re-roll a bunch of these stats later on and keep all of my XP. So at least that's the plan. Though it's not too far off, because I really want this one, then I want this one here, 10% increased melee damage, 15% effectiveness of perks is really good. There's another one over here. This one I really like, Vampirism, which gives you 3 different ones that gives you damage dealt as regained as life. That's really nice. There's a fun one with Lightning Arc, but I think I might skip that one. And then of course you got Lethal Draw up here, but I don't know. And then you've got yours up here that are locked, that you can't get to just yet. We have to progress through Astral Sorcery. So I'm looking forward to that. Alternately, actually I need to get rid of some of this. I replaced my boots because once again I broke this, my Assassin's Magic Shield that I spent so much time, effort, and materials making. Their durability is just pathetic. So they are helpful though. I mean, don't get me wrong, having 4 temporary regenerating hearts is awesome. But I switched out for my Lucky Horseshoe. So this will allow me to just negate fall damage. I put on some diamond boots that I just enchanted, and it took me a few levels to get there, but I also ended up making something from Botania, which I will show you. It's a little bit expensive on the mana actually now. Is the Spellbinding Cloth, which is made from just a bunch of string that is dropped into a mana pool. But look how much per string. So this ate a third of my mana pool just to make this one Spellbinding Cloth. But you can use this with like an enchanted item, like put these two in a crafting table together and it'll wipe off any enchantment on it. allowing you to keep the tool and not have to keep on remaking new ones. And that's how I got this one. Then I spent a few more trips going into the raid to get more of these, the reforging tokens, because this thing did not want to give me Masterful. That is a very rare thing, apparently. But I now have it, and therefore I have Step Assist just from that alone, which is fabulous. I love it. So I now have less health, more things going on, but something I don't know if I mentioned, in looting some of the other stuff in the Aether, I found a Regeneration Stone, and you probably noticed down here my hearts are regenerating. This is what it's from. So I feel that kind of offsets my lack of shield at this point, which I also, because I'm carrying my extra armor set in my cosmetic armor slot, I now have extra slots in here, so I can put these things in there. And I even have a space. This is where my horseshoe was, but I now have a spot in there for that stuff. Also, you probably notice I'm no longer have intoxication from the Misty World. It's because I summoned, instead of using my like little spawn cow things that I got earlier, I just summoned a couple cows, which I accidentally hit one with a pickarang. Sorry cow. But I summoned a couple of them over here in my sugarcane farm, and then I just drank so many buckets of milk, probably well over 100, I would say. Probably a few hundred, to be honest, because every bucket of milk will reduce your intoxication by 0.2%. Phew! But man, I was just tired of being so high in the intoxication. Apparently going down into the mist no matter what, it's gonna happen. So yeah, that's the thing. I'm not on the latest version, which was just released, I think, yesterday at the time of this video being recorded. I need to put this here. But I will be on it for probably future episodes. We'll see. So how this works, Celestial Gateway. If you notice, I have these little stars up here. These are different areas that I made. I just basically planted these, which I should say that I've got a Tome of Transference here. And if you look, I've got the structure memorized. I just basically made sure I had the materials in my inventory and then plonked them down. It was really nice. And then this allowed me to, kind of do this. And you place this down in the middle, and it takes a snapshot of the area when you're looking at it. And then if you name these celestial gateways in an anvil before you place them down, you can pick them up and put them back down again, so no worries about that. Then it will actually have the name here. Otherwise, it'll just be a star. And so I've got Misty Astral Altars, which takes me to Astral Sorcery. I do have my respirator on. So we can go down into the underground real quick. Let's go to the Misty Ember Mine just briefly. I did this one underground. There we go. As you can see, there are bits of the ground sticking out. Yep, there we go. And it's right next to the Embervore, which I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to grab this, which has all of my Embers stuff in it. And the thing is, if you notice, while I'm standing here, there's an opening here. That leads up above ground. I kind of mined this little entrance here so that it's nearby. This isn't it. It's right next to this. But it goes all the way up to the sky, which allows this to actually function. Now, right now I'm gaining intoxication and poison and all that stuff, so I'm not going to stay down here for very long. But you get the idea, and then I can just go to the Misty Astral Altars just by holding sneak, and then we teleport there. And we're here. It's that simple. Hello! You can tell by the deer. Good thing I'm invisible, because I don't want the place to get blown up. So I walk off of it, and there we go. I'm now at my Misty World Astral Altars setup, which I kind of removed some of the light sources to put a little bit of the appropriate liquid stuff. I've got some of these going on. Spectral Relay, you put down a lens on it, and a few of them gets me a ton of extra astral stuff, as you can see here. Now I take this out, and this will allow me to make another one. And I can use this to, craft and go another spot. I think I set up another one. Where did I set the other one up? Because I ended up stopping playing just before that. I don't remember where I went. I remember now. In the Aether, because I don't have a way of getting there short of back at the home base right now. And I figured it would be nice to just have kind of a network. And I wanted to have something close to that existing altar with the crystal already there. So I'm going to click this because of these right now, I'm getting just enough that I can cast this during the daytime. I do not recommend spamming hundreds of these or anything like that. Just like 3 should be more than enough. You could spam 100 of them and it might actually work. But, I mean, seriously, just find a star field and a few of these and you're fine. Future versions of Astral Sorcery, that won't be the thing anymore. But let's actually go to the Aether now. And the easy way for me to get there, because I was having such problems in the last previous episode or two of going back to, let's go back to the overworld, going back and forth to the different places. You know, I'd have to like travel all the way over there and then fly over and stuff. I ended up breaking the elytra that was on this chest plate. It broke while I was in like midair or something. So that was a little bit awkward. I had to then repair it in an anvil, which I did not like doing that. I definitely need to get some mending or better armor or something. But let's go into the Aether. There we go. And we can head over this way. Let's actually switch this and this. And I did not mean to bring my resonating wand with me. That was a little oopsie there. This celestial gateway probably needs to be renamed. Hold on a sec. All right, so like I said, I can just go in here. Thank goodness my see, my levels keep properly sometimes. It's really weird, but I can rename this. We're going to make this Aether Astral Crystal, actually, is what we're going to call it. Hopefully that's going to be okay. I think it will work. That's very loud. Okay. And then I can just jump back. I'm going to deposit this resonating wand. Yeah, I think I will. I'll be right back. Alright, so as before, I'm going to just fly on over here. This is so that I don't really have to do this anymore. I can pretty much just, whoosh, there we go, land here, and I have set up so that I can actually get in here relatively easily. A little stairway. Yep, and then this. So then I put down a little Aether, little crystal altar named item here, the Celestial Gateway, and there we go. You know it works when you get the glowy bits. And then you probably want to face something for it to get the first image. There we go. It just took a picture. And then we've got Misty Astral Altars, Misty Ember Mine, Overworld, and I can just teleport back. There we go. And I'm back home. Cool. And let's see where this one is. Misty Astral Altars, Ember Mine. Oh, there it is. Aether Astral Crystal. Okay, so it's the opposite side. Got it. And I can still teleport. Yep, there we go. Neat. That was a perfect spot for a picture, too, I tell you what. And now I have access to just anytime that I want or need it, I can just use this crystal, floating crystal, for focusing down some stuff, making my astral ingredients and whatnot. So, enough of this stuff. Let's actually get back to the overworld and start questing again. I don't know if you guys remember last time, but we did end up completing a quest here. It was Activation, which we made an Ember Activator and got a bunch of these things. Best thing I can do is not use the Ember Activator. Because they're very inefficient. A pressure refinery would be much better, but it uses a lot of copper. And I used most of my copper. I can make more copper through nuggets. And it's mana powder, iron dust, and a magma block in mana for 3 nuggets at a time. So this is really to discourage you from like spamming tons of copper early on. But we are going to need it to make stuff for our other quests that we have going on today. Which, let's go back here, got Meltdown. Because we need, actually here, let's go back. From the Heavens needs Meltdown to be continued. So from the Heavens, in here, we need to make this Celestial Altar, right? But it requires bronze ingots, which is an alloy. And therefore, to make bronze, we need to have some way of alloying things. And that's what this is for in Meltdown. We have a melter, a stamper, stamp base, bar stamp, and continuing on. And I think there's actually one more beyond this that we're going to need to do too. So I'm going to need to make each of these items: a melter, a stamper, a stamp base, and a bar stamp. And we get 250 Caminite bricks. Wow, I already have a bunch, but a copper cell, which is just a way of storing ember energy. And it looks like 1 copper ingot, 2 copper ingots, some niobium. Okay, that's not bad. A cauldron. Yeah, I can do that. And then we just use a chisel with the a cooked flat stamp to change it into the different types. All right, and then there's moving ember energy, which is a related chapter. Oh, but we got some of these ember emitters free as part of completing a quest. And the Ember Receptors, which is basically a way of sending energy and receiving energy in the Ember style. So I'm going to be making each of these items, and then I'll be back once I'm done crafting all these up. I should have just enough copper to do it. And there we go. That should be everything here. Yes, stamper, stamp base, melter, fluid vessel. I made one of these just because I wanted one. And that gets me everything for that one at least. Oh, I need the bar stamp. That's right. I left those back at base. Hold on a second. Actually, I don't need to go too far either, because now usually I do like some kind of segue, but there you go. Segued. I just need to get my bearings, because sometimes getting off of this thing you get a little bit confused. So with this, I was smelting up, there we go, some flat stamps. And I should be able to, oh, it's the wrong chisel. It's this one here. And I don't have any space in my inventory because this darn thing. Darn thing. All right. So if I open this, oh, I don't have my chisel in there. Where did I put my chisel? That's weird. Okay. I don't know. So I'm just making a new one, and I'm making it even better than before. So I now have my chisel. I can take these flat stamps. I can put one in here, and I can make one of each of these. And actually what I'm going to do is first get out of that inventory. I'm going to fill up this thing again because I don't need any of the ingredients at the moment. And then we can set this up momentarily. Okay, so I have now made a little bit of a working space. Yes, I still plan on expanding more on the Britannia area, but I think what I'm going to do is like expand out on the sides. Maybe rework the central area a little bit, because it looks a little bit kind of But now I've got this little Embers area that is probably going to be overly full and very tall. We shall see. I have lots of machinery to put down. And in fact, if I recall properly, let's see, the whole stamper setup is like 4 blocks tall total if I make a bin. Do I want a bin? I could probably just make one. Wait, can I make one? Niobium nuggets. and an iron plate. Actually, I am going to make one of these just so that I have something for this to output into that's more appropriate for the area. So I'll be right back. Yeah, I can actually make that right here. Not going to cost me anything because I was smart enough to put one of these luminous crafting tables nearby. Yeah, for these really, really cheap recipes like that. There we go. So let's see if I can remember how to do this. I have a bin, right? We're going to need to put this over here somewhere. Kind of thinking we need to have it flow into this thing. I'm going to put it there. And then on top of that, we need to have a stamp base. There we go. We don't have to have these on top of each other, but it just makes more sense. And we're going to have the stuff flow into the stamp base. So, but before we can do that, we need to have a space between that we can place the stamper on top of. Like so. That should work. Yes. Yeah, that looks right. Yeah. Thicker flat part on the bottom and the thin one on top. Yep. And then from that, we need to have an Ember Activator nearby, which I'd like to replace this, like I said before, with a pressure refinery at some point so that I can like triple my output of Ember. But for now, I think I'll just put it here because I'm going to have this like be my little pressure refinery area. It's going to need a little bit more space. And we're going to need a little bit of... I've got a few item pipes. I might need to bring it a little bit closer. Wait, those are item pipes. I need different kind of pipes. Embers fluid pipes. That's what I need. A recipe for that. Okay, it's all just iron. Thank goodness. Yeah, no lead needed. All right, I'm going to go make a little bit of fluid pipes. So we'll probably need some of those to get this stuff in here because we're going to need the melter to connect into all of this. All right, there we go. That's too close. Let's make this a little further away. We're going to put it here, I think. Yeah, that works. I like that. And then we can have this connect with like a fluid connector going into the stamp base just straight out with, I've got some levers, some very thematic Caminite levers here. So I'm just going to make a few of these fluid pipes real quick. All right, one more Caminite plate. Then I think I've got in my tools, here we go. I can just use my assembly halo to make the fluid extractor because I already made the pipes. There we go. And that should do that. Put this away. And so what this whole thing is here is that we're going to be putting stuff in here. The Ember Activator. We put in different Ember stuff like the shards and the crystals and stuff. Maybe even the grid. I can't remember. I can't remember, but I know that at least the other two goes in here. It gets turned from a solid into an energy that kind of floats. Then we transfer that into the melter as a power source. We can then toss ingots and stuff like that into the melter, and then, or not ingots, well, I guess we could put ingots in there too, but we could put ores in there. It should double the ores. But then we can have those go into the stamp base, and it should actually allow us to double ore production. So if I get any like copper or lead ores in the future, instead of straight up smelting them, I should probably end up putting them through this just so I could double them. And this is not actually going to make an alloy though. This is just going to be one of the methods for doubling ores. But let's get the fluid extractor because you need to have the fluids come out of the melter and go into the stamp base. So we need some fluid pipe. There we go. And then with that, we also need a lever on any kind of extractor so that it will automatically do it. Now, I haven't flicked the lever yet, so nothing's going to happen, but there you go. Let's see, Ember Receptor. We're going to need this thing to accept Ember. I believe that as the fluids are in the top half, we need to have this be at the bottom. So therefore, there's that. We're also going to need an emitter. This is going to need to send off embers. This is going to be a very short length. You can actually put these on just about any of the sides, including the top if you so desire. But that's something else entirely. I don't know if you can actually just straight up click it in there. Can I? No, I think I actually need to like throw it in. Yep. Maybe. I can't remember. Did I get that back? I did get it back. Okay. Whoopsie. All right. Well, anyway, let's read this stuff, shall we? Alright, working with ingots is fine for most purposes, but the mountain folk devised a way to use the ember energy to melt down metals into a molten form and then recast it in different shapes. In some cases, such as plates, this allows greater material efficiency, which input items and extract fluids from the top half, feed ember energy to the bottom half of the melter. Yep, requires ember energy and a stamp. Setup info over page. Input items and or fluids to be stamped. Place a bin underneath to catch outputs, which I did. See moving ember for information on setting up ember energy transfer for the stamper and melter. And then I already made all these different stamps, as you probably saw. All right, so what I think I need is going to probably be an item extractor, some kind of storage for the fuel. Let me go get a chest real quick. Base is starting to get a little bit long. Do I have any chests in here? Yes, I have 42 of these things. I could probably just do this with a hopper or something, but I figure I would like to. I would rather like to take advantage of the Embers stuff that's going on. So there we go, and then an item pipe, and that should go into this, I believe, is where it goes. And then we also will need a lever for this. There we go. And if I put this in here, it's not going anywhere. Flick the lever, it gets pulled out. Hey, there we go. Nice. So now we need to connect these two together, right? So you start at the destination and then go back to where it came from. So if you go like this, oops, this, and there we go. So it's sneak, click, click. And that means that it should be connected. But it doesn't seem to be wanting to connect. Oh, I forgot. It is connected. It's because you need to have levers on these as well. Which actually I might move that. Nah, let's just turn it on. There we go. And that puts power into this. Great. Now if I have another item, where is it? Item extractor, which requires 2 item pipes. I only have 2 item pipes. Doggone it. If I use that, see, this actually currently has some power in it right now from that one little tiny piece of ember. I can connect it. I wonder if I can get away with a hopper. I don't know. Let me try, because I don't think I have much. Yeah, I don't have any lead. No lead for me. There we go. Those were not cheap. That took up almost all of my acre petals because I had to make more lead. I don't really think I have enough to make any more at this point. I could probably make 6 more nuggets. But that's about it. Also, I glitched somehow and I am now like partially visible. This is kind of interesting. I like this. But let's continue here. I now should have enough item pipes. Yes, I do. That I can make the item extractor. I need 2 redstone and a caminite plate. Not a problem. I have 1 of those, and I'll get the others. There we go. 1 more item extractor. That way I can actually have this stuff potentially go from a chest, which again I did not grab. Boy, I just keep on like forgetting everything here today. My head wasn't attached. I'd be forgetting that as well. But let me take this and have it come out front. I'm going to put the chest here. I realize it's almost in the walkway, but it'll do. I can actually have it go up if I want. Maybe I'll do that, actually. I think I had it right the first time. I have an item extractor here, which connects to the chest, not to this, because this is the energy storage. This is where items go. Boy, getting myself all confused. Like I said, it's been a while since I've messed around with Embers, so it's going to be a little bit challenging at times for me to actually remember all this stuff. But let's put all the levers on one side, and then when stuff is in here that I need smelted, let me actually grab an ore and we can test this. See if it'll work. What do I have? I've got gravitite, niobium. Let's try niobium. See if this even works, right? I'll take one of these, put it in here. I don't know if this will even work, but we could try it. It goes in. It looks like it's trying to smelt it. I don't know if there's enough ember in there to actually melt it or not, because I only put in the 1 nug. Let's put a little bit more in here, shall we? Just for the fuel's sake. I think that was only 2 nugs. Let me put in 2 more just to make sure. I don't know if these even melt. If they don't, then I just pull it back out. See, I don't think that these even melt. Niobium? Is that... No, etheric niobium. Okay, that's not the same thing. I don't think it has a molten variant, so I'm doing this for nothing. Okay, so then let me grab something a little bit more appropriate. Gold. There we go. Gold should melt, right? Gold is actually something very traditional in there. Yeah, molten gold for embers. Okay, yep, that's what I'm looking for. So let's toss that in there instead. We'll actually turn this off, put the gold in, turn it on. The gold goes in. Yep. Hopefully it's got enough power still. I don't know. I did not make any gauges, but feasibly... Yeah, there we go. It's turned into molten gold. Now, we're going to need to put a stamper on here. We don't want nuggets. We want a bar. Put that there, and then this will automatically do its thing if it's got enough in there to do it. So that should fill it up. And it should work. Does it? It needs ember, doesn't it? Okay, well, let's grab an emitter and a receptor. One of those. And we can go with one of these. And then we can put another lever on here. You can see there's lots of gadgets and stuff going on. I need the Tinker Hammer to start. So we go sneak and then just click. And then we can flick the lever. There's no power. I forgot. Let's put some power in here. Let's turn that one off. We don't want more into this thing. We need it in that. There we go. Cool. So it's just made 2 stamps. And if I remove this, which actually, yeah, there's nothing left in there, so I feasibly can. I'm just doing this to show you guys because I know it's already in there, but you can see that there's gold in there. So there you go. And now I can actually put stamp base back down. Just right click on this and I take the contents out of it just like that. Cool. So what I should do though is have this powering the copper cell and then the copper cell powering these things. But I have another plan in mind for power. See, I wanted to have, maybe I'll have the power set up over here with the big cell and the Ember emitter and the other thing over here, and it'll just all be going across. Yeah, I kind of like that. For now, I'm just going to use this, and we can take the emitters off. Or do I really want to do that? Nah. I might reset this up using the power cell, because for now, I'm going to shut these off. And I can temporarily use the power cell to power these other 2 items. But I think what I'm going to do is have an emitter come out on this side. And oops, that was not an emitter. That's a receptor. Gimme. Oh, geez. Okay, well, whoops, that works. A receptor. Okay, I'll be back in a moment. Okay, there we go. That looks much more janky. All right, so this to here. I want this one to here, I think. And then we're going to want this one to here. And I'm going to need to put levers on all of these. This one, and this one. I only want this one to work. There we go. And now when I put Ember stuff in here, it should automatically start storing in the copper cell. Which, without a gauge, it's not going to work. Gee, did I spell it wrong? No, it's not the right thing. It's a dial, isn't it? Yeah, Ember dial. That's what I need. A copper plate. Oh, really? Oof. I don't have much copper. Nope, I don't. And I don't really want to spend it for that. You guys will just have to take my word for it. This normally holds 64,000 Ember. So let's put in a bunch of this. And you can see it's just getting chonked up. And then it's going to go into this. And then as I need it, I can power these different items here, which should store some of their own stuff. Now this is not making alloys. This is just ore doubling for now. So if I do need to process any ores, this is one way of doing it. It's pretty cool, I have to admit. I do like it a lot. But let's put away the excess stuff that I don't need right now. All right, so now that we've got the initial train going, as you can hear it, it makes some cool sounds. I think I need to have it go further from there. And we can also have like an item extractor and stuff coming from the bin or whatever coming out of that. But for now, I think this is a good start. It looks really cool so far. Not the best setup I've had, but still. Let's continue on with some more stuff. Big mix-up. Yeah, here we go. This is what I'm looking at. Not only does melting metals down enable some extra material efficiency, it also provides the option to mix your metals together to get new ones with more specialized properties. For this, you'll need a mixer centrifuge. Feed the molten metals to be mixed into the bottom half of the mixer, supply ember energy, and extract from the top half. And you get a reward of a beam splitter, which is great because that uses a lot of copper, which I don't have much of. So hopefully this mixer centrifuge won't need a bunch. It needs 1 copper ingot. Okay, I can manage that. And a mechanical core, which I can't remember if that needs it or not. But yep, take 3 copper. Oh, and tin. Shoot, I'm going to have to make a bunch of copper just to get the bronze that I need for this. Oh, it's so terrible. Okay, and then you can also use it to make dawnstone as well. Cool. All right, well, I'll be back once I get all these materials here for the mechanical core and everything else set up. We're going to have to do it on Starlight Crafting Altar. And then I will also end up making at least a few more copper ingots so that we can start making our first bronze ingots. But hey, I'm kind of thinking maybe we do that next time and I get all this stuff done and set off camera so that you guys won't have to, you know, kind of watch me going in and out of chests just trying to make a bunch of stuff. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the series. If so, be sure to give a like, comment, subscribe. Don't be afraid to also click the notification bell so that you can see when episodes are coming out. And come visit us on Twitch. Don't be afraid to spread the mischief to others. We'll see you all next time. Bye.